Yo guys, sorry, you already know that today we are back playing some more Raging Loop. On the last time, we made it to the first night, and we are currently walking around in the mists with our fellow wolves, and we are about to kill, as Kaori is saying. Who are we going to kill? Well, that's something that I would like to find out, so let's keep going. Wait, what? We have to decide who to kill first. Oh, that's true. I guess I'm in a bit of a rush. Looking at today's feast, Oji-chan is probably the best choice. I think Takumi-san is pretty dangerous too. Wow, so they're very nonchalant about who they can kill. They actually don't care. They don't have the ties that you think that they would. So their closest to somebody has no effect on who they'll choose. Wait, are you serious? About what? You'll have to kill your family. Aren't your sons important to you? She twitched and tilted in an unnatural way. I know that. Of course they're important to me, but I have no choice. I must do as Shinai-sama says. Kaori-san, Hara-chan, do you really want to kill Yasuna Kunamochi? Well, I don't, but what else can we do, though? Run away from here? That really wasn't the way to go. We get lost or killed by the monsters. The mist would just send me back to square one. All I could do here was pick one or the other. Ooh. Oh, interesting. Okay, cool. So, this is key 17 and 18, which is going to be what we actually need to do. Oh, Massacre is going to be like kill everyone, and this is going to be kill no one. So kill no one is definitely just going to get us killed by the corruption. So that means that we don't have key 17 and 18, right? So I think key 17 and 18 are going to be specifically tied to each of these options. I think the most straightforward option is to kill nobody, because then we're just going to die to the corruption, and then we'll just come right back here. So let's go ahead and get that one out of the way. We shouldn't kill. Can we just not do this? The rule is 1 kill per night. Just like with humans, that was the limit. Basically, we couldn't kill 2 or more, but there was no rule about not killing at all. Yes, there was. They said you have to kill 1 per night. Alright, whatever. Thankfully, you had the perfect situation for that. Get a grip, Kaori-san. This isn't something divine. It's just a terrible conspiracy. You'll regret listening to it. Your body proves it. Body? You're shaking and can barely talk. If it's so hard for you, you don't have to force yourself to be Shinai's servant. Thankfully, Takumi-san created a situation where they won't kill anyone if we don't kill first. No one will have to kill anyone if we don't start it. Really? Is that true? Yes, and as long as neither side harms the other, we can find a solution to this. Of course, it's hard to maintain mutual trust in this situation. But isn't this much better for you than killing your own sons? You're right, of course. I did it. Yasumi's laws weren't absolute. I just proved it. Or so I thought. I felt a light impact on my side, and when blood started pouring out, I thought I was living out some sick joke. A moment later, my consciousness quickly began to fade, making me once again realize that death could come out of nowhere. As I collapsed on my back, my eyes met those of the smallest wish Haru-chan. Oh, Haru kills us if we do that. Interesting. I thought we would just die to the corruption, but we don't even make it that long. Even through the cloth, I could tell they were cold, stern, and full of disgust and hatred for powerless vermin. I shouldn't have expected anything from an outsider. The words were even colder than the encroaching shadow of death. Dawn's laws are absolute. In her hand, she had a bloody grass sickle. I feel like I've seen that before. You know that, don't you, Kaori-san? Nice. My vision soon faded completely. We almost put Nichan and Yoshi-kun out of their misery. At first, I felt the taste of blood from my mouth, but even that was gone now. That's our mission. I couldn't feel warmth or cold anymore. No, I won't. Alright, then die. I stopped hearing whatever they were up to, and as my consciousness faded, I realized that I'd failed. Man, the wolves this time were just awful. I mean, Haruaki, with like his knowledge, absolutely knew that that was not the play. He knew that you can't just not kill anybody. So that just logically didn't make any sense, but I mean, hey, I'll take a free key out of it. And it's interesting to see that Haru is the one that responds negatively to that. So we got bad ending number 21. I mean, sure, I'll watch the hint corner just to see what the name of the ending is. You've done it now, Ichi, but there's another impossible one. Don't fret about it so much, and let's get to the hint right away. Bad ending, cold death from cold-hearted Haru. Nice. Cold-hearted Haru. I just feel like that rolls off the tongue, but it might be really try and say that 5 times fast, you know. As you see in the scenario chart, key 18 still isn't enough to open the lock. Well, you've seen this kind of thing before multiple times. You gotta try all the solutions. Yada yada yada. Whether you're looking for a key to use it or return, be sure to watch what happens. I will. That's it for this time. Alright, so back to darkness. Back to this choice right here. And now we're going to massacre, I guess. Which is obviously not the right thing. Okay, I forgot. It's been a while since I've had a choice, and I was like, I feel like it does light up once you do get the key. And it does. But let's go ahead and massacre. We're going to do the opposite. We're wolves. Wolves must kill the Yumibito. Yeah, that's what I've been saying. I'm fine with it. I'm just wondering if you are. You're not going to stab me in the back if I'm about to kill someone important to you, are you? I don't question your faith in Great Lord Shinai. but I don't think you're inhuman enough to throw away your humanity just because God told you to. I'll ask again. We're killing them for real. Are you sure you want to do this? Alright, I'm fine. She went and said it. What about you? Alright. Then, my words were cut off. And so was my breathing. What? We have to kill ourselves. Whoa. So now Kaori's the one that's just, like, unhinged. So if we say that we're going to kill, yo, what is the solution actually going to be? I want to see if I can try and, like, figure out or guess it before the game just tells me. Because, like, if we're saying, alright, we gotta kill, then Kaori goes crazy, and if I say we don't kill, then Haru goes crazy. So what is this third secret option that's going to be, like, the answer? I actually don't think I can come up with anything. Because, like, we have to kill, but maybe not be so blunt about it? Who knows? An intense heat or cold in my back. That we should rise from Yomi, and I'd get to see them again. When the sensation was pulled out of my body, I began to feel my life leave me. That I won't have to hurt my sons. I understood that she was stuck between a rock and a hard place, but I didn't expect it to be so bad that she resorted to such drastic measures. I collapsed forward. I would not be surprised if at some point during this loop, we have to sacrifice Kaori as a, as like somebody to get voted out. You know, like we'll have to turn on her and be like, hey, I think she's a wolf type deal. And get her voted out during the feast one of these times, because I think she's just going to be a liability long term. And I do feel like the pre-killing parts of this has set up that Haruaki and Haru are going to be more of like a... I think Haru's going to be like the person that we get closer to this loop. And so I think Kaori just doesn't fit in that way either. So I think we're going to have to cut off the liability at some point. But I collapsed forward. Now, Haru-chan, hold still. Traitor. That was the last thing I heard as I choked my own blood and breathed my last. Had I chosen the wrong way to go about it? How could I have convinced her? My questions faded with my consciousness. Maybe it's just about convincing to kill, like, you know, Hashimoto-san or somebody that's, like, not connected to either of them. Maybe that's the way to just get it started. Okay. Let's go ahead and see what Sheep Man has to say about this. But this is bad ending number 20. Yep, let's go ahead and watch the hint corner. Even though we know what we're going to have to do. Done it now. This was a really unreasonable one. You don't have to fret over it, so I'll give you your hint. Bad ending 20, swift maternal death. As you see on the scenario chart, he's 17 still enough to open the lock. Well, you've seen this kind of thing before. Get the other one and then go back. Yeah. There we go. That's it. Okay, so nothing too special, but it is kind of nice to see like what the game labels each ending to be. But all right, all or nothing, and I feel like the answer is gonna be neither. So let's see. What is our actual choice? Trick them. Trick them. Interesting. Okay, let's see how we do that. If I insisted on killing, the monster snapped, and if I insisted on not killing, it was the girl. That experience made it impossible for me to choose either. The locals could have at least had the decency to harbor the same kind of madness. If I continued this with little tricks, it'd at least lead to problems in the future. And I also wanted to find a scenario in which I didn't die. Thus, I decided to spend this timeline fulfilling the role as a wolf. Also, it seemed easier to create a full fanatic out of a doubter than to correct an unwavering zealot. I'll have to make Kaori-san kill her sons. For that, I needed a good story. I'm not sure if you'll believe me. She needed a story that could match the absurd legends. But I actually came here to save this village. Okay, alright, I like where this is going. It had to be, like, entertainment. It seemed like fiction. Like something Rikako-san would like. Excuse me? To save us? They lend an ear to me. I had it in the bag now. You might not believe this, but I can see things most people can't. This power gave me some trouble, but now I use it to solve certain problems. Then, what was that about giving up on life? A lie. A young man seeking death has shown sympathy in rural areas. I often need to blend in on my jobs. This time, I came on the request of someone from Kabufujiyoshi. Who, a village head? Yes, I can't say who though. I was told to investigate the supernatural phenomenon in Yasumizu. I infiltrated Yasumizu and sure enough, everyone is barely human. Kaori-san gasped. None of them know it. The boundary between Yasumizu and the afterlife is indistinct, so neither you nor they realize it. But now that the mist is here, the false peace is over and now we must fight those who fell to Yomi. That's what the mountain god, Great Lord Shinai, desires. Last night we saw what the wolf faced God wants. Why is this happening? The truth was less important than the ties to the real story. That's the kind of place Yasumizu is. Anyone who eats the local food eventually becomes a part of Yomi in both mind and body. That's what happened to Great Lord Shinai's guardians too. They resurrect whenever the myth comes, and this god must defeat them every time. Why is he being so indirect about it? Because he's weak right now. That surprised them both. Shinai-sama is weak? Yes, after all, the mountain is controlled by the four head families, who worship the four deceased guardians. They probably don't know it though, and they probably wouldn't believe if you told them that their ancestors have already betrayed their god and sided with Yomi. Someone will have to deal with them too, but for now, we just have to survive. Is everyone in Kabufujiyoshi a Yomibito too? No, apparently it's just everyone in Yasumizu. You're the only humans here. I'm not sure why though. No, wait. Kari-san, you're not from here, are you? There's a connection pulling you to your homeland somewhere north of here. How did you know? I just saw it. That was a lie, but as someone experiencing these loops, I could easily simulate the natural phenomenon of knowing things before they were told to me. What about me? You... I also don't know if I should say it. Huh? I was honest this time. She'd survived going to Yasumizu 8 years ago. That alone was special enough. But would she be okay to hear it? I would just buy some time. I'll take this, thank you. I took a small, sharp grass sickle from her hand. It didn't seem like a supernatural power exactly, but I just needed to look skilled. You would have killed me if I, an outsider, went against Great Lord Shinai's laws, right? How... I'm used to rough stuff too. Kari-san, you also planned to go wild with that knife over there, didn't you? That's not true. It is. I can see a demonic goddess who loves her children within you. What the hell was I saying? They were intently listening to me, at least. It's a strong and righteous goddess, but you're currently blinded by her. She's keeping you from hurting your children and facing the truth. I understand if you don't want to. I'm sorry. I understand if you don't want to trust an outsider like me, but as you can see, I am your ally. I have the skill and experience needed to deal with the Omibito, and I know what must be done for that. Kari-san. No, without them, my life would have been meaningless. I understand that it's not something I should say right now, but their lives don't belong to you, Kari or Orbi-san. They aren't a replacement for what Fujiyoshi took from you and what you lost here, especially your husband. Just how much do you... Your husband is right behind your right shoulder. He's a lot like Yoshitsugu-kun, isn't he? She began crying loudly. What a cliche act this was. They don't know that they're with Yomi now, and they're unknowingly tainting their souls. Their souls are silently crying. As their mother, you must rescue them. Can't you look at it that way? You need to survive, leave this place, and live your own life. Your husband seems to think that too. I haven't done anything, by the way, my whole life. No one will blame you. I knew that I was only raising them and tying them down out of selfishness. I had Yoshitsugu protect me and wish for Yasunaga to take me away from here. I have no talents and can't leave this place on my own. I looked at Haruchan, worried she might pull something, but she just shrugged a bit. It's my fault they don't get along well, I know. But what could I do about it? I had no idea that Kari-san was hiding such weakness under her motherly strength. I had to ignore my guilt over taking advantage of it. It's not their fault either. The peace in Yasumizu was brief, but they survived and grew up to be great boys. Well, that's over now. We must end all of this before the dream becomes a nightmare. No one's at fault. No one will hold a grudge against anyone. This is more like a natural disaster than anything else. It'd be horrible if that were true, honestly. I sadly hope that my lie wouldn't become reality. I also felt that the root of all evil for her in my story were the Higuchi. They sent her here after all, but I kept quiet about it. Anyway, my story seemed to have captured her completely. One thing. Can I just ask just one thing? What is it? I had to give her something to help her gather her resolve. If I will have to kill them, let me do it early. Let me put them out of their misery. That wouldn't be good for us. If we made the killings personal, someone would notice. Taking out Yasunaga-kun at the start was one thing, but following it up with Yoshitsugu-kun? Would she even stay sane with them gone? But that's... I'm fine with that. Haruchan had just silently listened for most of my story, but now she'd made herself an obstacle? You won't kill with us if we don't let you, right? I just want to put them out of their misery. That's it. That's always been it. I just realized it. If you don't let me do it, I will do it myself. See? If Kari-san let her emotions take over and acted independently, she'd most likely put us in a terrible situation. She'd probably prepare food with Akanite, Kinosuke would notice, and she'd be hanged. That'd be no use to us. She could also use more messy methods, but no matter what they were, they'd have minimal effect. Violence needed to have perfect timing and force behind it. In that sense, Chimi's rampage last time was perfect. If you make it personal and kill your sons, you would be suspected. I don't mind, even if it gets me hanged. Your husband wants you to leave this place. Even if my sons or husband want it, I don't think I can bear killing them with my own hands. It'd trouble us. A single wolf's death means a third of us would be gone. But, however, if you leave your death to us, then we'll help you. This was awful. Yes, alright. It was awful. I was awful. This team was awful. I'm surprised that it seems like everybody kind of keeps their personality intact. I feel like I was more under the impression that, like, when you become a wolf, that you sort of almost get corrupted a little bit, or you just get, like, a hardened resolve, where you just see everybody else as monsters and kill. But it still seems like everybody sees their family and friends, like, as people still, and they are really just going off belief, but it doesn't seem to be as much as I expected. You know, like, Kaori-san seems to be easily talked out of it, and Haru is just the opposite, maybe because her belief is stronger. But it's not, like, fundamentally changing their personalities, like, at all. That actually does kind of worry me about Chemi being a wolf last time, because, I mean, was her personality really all that different, or was she... gosh, I don't know, I can't think about that too much. But, yeah, I thought there was going to be a more drastic shift in people's personalities and their desires, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. I don't see your husband anymore. Dear, I'm so sorry. Crap, to Kairi-san, her sons were basically a replacement for her husband. What she wanted now was basically a forced group suicide alongside her sons. That was the compromise, the overlap between the laws of the mountain and her ego. Why were humans so hard to manipulate? Then let's start with Yasunagi-kun today. Yes. Haruchan, are you okay with it? Doesn't matter. Nichan's a Yomibito. You liked him, didn't you? Like a brother. That's it. If you want to slay him tonight, I won't be selfish about it. What a good girl. Thank you. Everyone in Yasumizu was a good person. I wasn't, and to me, they seemed completely insane. Mamiya-san had probably felt similarly last time. That was why she died like that. And I had no intention to follow her footsteps. I decided that I would survive, and if that required me to become the best wolf, so be it. The three of us went through the mist. I do think, now it might take a couple of, loops and forced deaths to get keys and whatnot, but I do think that we are going to end up winning this loop eventually as a wolf. And I'm interested to see what the, end game is. Because when we won as a human, life went on for a little bit, and then we came back and everybody was killed. But if we win as a wolf, like, what changes? I'm interested to see. But the three of us went through the mist. The three wolves parted the gray, cloudy air. It felt like I was in a plane that flown into a cloud at night. We were careful, spreading water to keep the beasts at bay, trying not to trip or fall into the fields. Haruchan and Kairi-san were probably just being considerate of me, though. Without me, they might have gone ahead quickly and without hesitation. I've also noticed that we haven't seen, like, a giant wolf beast thing. Although maybe the first time we saw that was just one of the people, and the perspective made it seem like it was a giant. But I thought that there might be a giant wolf outside, but maybe that's just the corruption, or maybe you only see that when you're going to die. I have no idea. Not just because they were familiar with the land, but also because they seemed just about dangerous enough. It seemed like if they decided on it, they could march straight to their grave. We were heading to the dorm. The disgusting deal with Kaori-san left us with few options to choose from. Though getting rid of Yasunagi-kun wasn't a bad choice. He was extremely supportive of Hashimoto-san, so without him, the cameraman would lose some of his influence. And by shutting Hashimoto-san up, we would damage Mamiya-san too. I already knew Takumi-san and Kanzo-san's weakness. I had to worry about Chimi's hidden true nature. As for Rikaku-san, honestly, I felt that if I did the same things as last time, she would side with me again. The rest weren't very influential, though. I just had to be careful that they didn't go hysterical or on a rampage. My biggest concern right now was Moshi. It seemed entirely likely that he would know who the wolves were on gut instinct alone. Wouldn't he do something weird if he found out Haruchan was a wolf? Though right now, I was merely considering the kind of people they were, not the guardians they might have had. I could only hope that they'd went to Mako or the old wolf guy. That'd have made them harder to control. Something about Takumi-san was bugging me too. I can't die yet. Oh wait, here's a warning. Those with guardians should be especially careful. I can't die yet. He was attached to Yasumizu because of Tai-san and Kaori-san, and he had a sense of responsibility as the local young leader. When you consider that, him saying that he couldn't die right now didn't really make sense. That meant that he had a guardian. Yasunagi-kun had realized it too, so he jumped into the conversation, just like he had done for me last time. On the first loop, Takumi-san had revealed that he was a snake on the very first day. What if that was about to happen again? Mochi was a monkey back then, and he was one now too. Oh. Though everything else was different, back then the other monkey had been Mako. However, if there was some sort of rules for deciding who would get guardians, it wasn't unlikely that they would get the same ones. If he were the snake, I'd kill him and pass myself off as his guardian. We would gain a huge advantage. It was worth considering, at least. We're here, Fuseishi-san. As I thought to myself, we arrived in front of the dorm. I could see the misty moonlight accentuating the building's outline. For whatever reason, I already smelled blood. Interesting. It reminded me of Haruchan and Karo-san's brutalized bodies. That sure was terrible. Those murders ridiculed and laughed at humanity to the fullest extent. I wanted to have my boundaries when it came to that, at least. That sentiment came to mind. Blood. And faded as soon as Kaori-san said that. She was pointing at the stairs to the dorm. There was blood all over the rusty metal stairs. Did somebody leave and then get killed by the corruption? Why? Why was this here? Whose blood was this? Did someone forget to shelter? Where was their corpse then? Visibility was as poor as ever, but I looked around for something humanoid on the ground. A few seconds later, I finally noticed that someone was standing just a few meters ahead. I gasped, and the other wolves only noticed it a few seconds later. I quickly realized that the person there was Chimi Serizawa. What? She had something in hand. It was a sawed-off double-barrel shotgun. When you consider her madness, yo, what is she doing? It made sense. She could totally underestimate the corruption and put herself in the line to kill all the wolves by herself. It was also worth mentioning that she had a gun, a rarity here in Japan. She stood a way better chance than Yoshitsugu Oribe, whose courage only got him torn to pieces. We were only human, and that gun could instantly kill us. I hadn't predicted this. I was off guard. Right as Haruchan and Kaori-san squealed, she raised her arm. Honestly, I was impressed. She managed to stay unpredictable every single loop. I wouldn't have stood a chance against her if I didn't have my looping. She was a joker to me. A bloody, merciless joker. Alright, I had clearly lost this time. I had to do better next time. No, she's gonna get eaten or taken in by the corruption, literally, like right now. At that moment, her lips moved. A flash. What I saw wasn't the Reaper, but a smile lost to a crimson explosion. Oh, at that moment, did she shoot herself? I wasn't able to do anything but stand in place, completely frozen. The two behind me shrieked and clutched my shoulders, but I ignored them. Chemi had just committed suicide. With a mischievous smile, she put the sawed-off shotgun in her mouth and blown her head off from the jaw up. It was insanity. This time, she'd gone way beyond whatever I could imagine. What was this? What was this feeling of loss? Was I feeling it because I wouldn't see her ever again in this loop? Was it the despair at the fact that part of my brain was actually thinking, crap, we wasted one night's worth of murders? Or, Haraki-san, was it the fact that, I would never be able to ask her what she said? Ooh. What's going on? Hey, Fuseishi-san, she just... We can't kill today. Huh? The law says that we can only kill one per night. She probably didn't have a guardian. But we didn't kill her, so how does that work? By sacrificing herself, she protected the humans from losing anyone more valuable. She was probably just a human, and she decided that this was the best way for her to contribute to her side. Then, we can't kill Yasunagi-kun today. Oh no. We have no choice, Kaori-san. If we kill more than one, you won't be able to fulfill your desire either. She outplayed us completely. Or did she really? I felt like I still couldn't match her in cunning no matter how hard I tried. I stayed still for a decent bit, just looking at her immobile remains within the mist. Let's do what we have to. Yes, be careful where you walk. Good night. Okay, so I guess that counts as a killing. We couldn't just stand there for now, so we returned to the dining hall and talked. My body was completely wet, but since I'd worn the costume for so long, I actually began sweating, so taking off the mask was way too refreshing. Then, when it was time to return, Haruchan and I once again put the mask and left the dining hall fully equipped. There was almost no water in the bucket by this point, but honestly, since our costumes were so wet, it wasn't likely that the brightness of corruption would attack us. Here's good enough. The construction site is right up that hill. Yeah, the fact that there wasn't a choice to go back to means that not killing is the correct choice. I guess I misunderstood, because we didn't kill anybody. Chami killed herself, so I would think that the law means that we still have to kill one more, but I guess I would read that wrong. Maybe killing one more would get us killed by the corruption, so... Haruchan said that right in front of the dorm. Her tone was as uncaring as always, but her words seemed to express some consideration. You okay? You're gonna walk by Chine's body. Yeah, you sure you can handle it? I don't think I can. It'd probably be worse if I could, though. But it's night, so... So what? I didn't get her reasoning. Though I could kind of relate to her. Then let's stick with the plan. Alright. Think you can trust me? Well, yeah, maybe. Was that enough to ensure that all went fine from tomorrow onwards? I was worried. But I had no choice but to keep going on going. Bye then. I turned around. Ah! A voice from behind stopped me. I turned back at her. She was standing there. Oh no. Is she gonna say something weird again? Still clad in her small wolf outfit. Like before, I couldn't see her face. But I felt that something was off. No, 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 no. She's gonna say something weird about me looping. Help. Help. At the core of it was the fact that... Oh no. She was laughing. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Alright, alright. You get your time to laugh. Let's see what your laugh sounds like when you're being creepy. I don't know what's happening here. Let's check the log. Go ahead, do your creepy laugh. Oh, this is like creepy. Hold on. I don't think I'm gonna immediately mute her again. That is not normal. Was this the... Oh my gosh. My, what a masterpiece. I could hardly contain my laughter when you were acting out your role. And to think you even said that Great Lord Shinai was weak. How thrilling and enthralling. You're the very opposite of God-fearing, aren't you? You're... What? Why not use the special powers you mentioned to see what I am? If you stay true to the lie, it might even become truth. Oh my gosh. Well then, are you Haruchan? If not, then... The wolf possession? Oh my, what a boring thing to hear from someone like you. Okay. I think I've gotten a sense as to what she sounds like right now. So let's shut her back up. You saw Great Lord Shinai within the red mist, did you not? That was just an illusion. An illusion you could see. What have you seen so far? You breathe so much of the mountain's energy, yet you still cannot comprehend it, city dweller. You still do not understand what God is. God? Perhaps you will when you fall, rise, and see this hell many more times. Please tell me. Throwing away my shame and honor, I grabbed her by the shoulders and shook her. What are you? What's happening to me? What's causing this weird phenomenon? Yeah, I do enjoy having a gentleman rely on me so intensely, but this girl might start to hate you. You're not the same person? Being questioned this much is tiring, so I'll give you only a single answer. There are 3 gods. There are 3 gods, okay. Huh, I know that view. Kami-sama are 3 wolves, the parents and a child, right? You do not understand. Great Lady Shinai is a warp god made by smashing the 3 with a mallet and mixing them together. There are 2 more gods besides him. Though one of them is just a worthless god that is as good as dead. And the last one is your enemy. Oh. With that, she shoved my hands away. Looks like a fine gentleman has joined us on this dark, long evening party. Let us meet again tomorrow, City Dweller. The girl dashed away. Whoa. And disappeared into the dark mist. I didn't hear a single sound after that. And we made it to the next day. Wow, okay. How about that? I think I'm going to go ahead and end it off here. That was a wild conversation to end things off. We have a victim in Chiemi. I wonder if people are going to come to the conclusion that she shot herself, because if so, I wonder if people are going to argue about whether they should even hang anybody again. But I think if they don't hang somebody, then the corruption will go for them. So I think they will end up hanging somebody. I just need to hope that it's not me. But we'll see if we can get through that or what happens. Either way, I'm looking forward to more of this. Hopefully you all are as well. If so, let me know. But I'll see you the next time. So till then, peace out.